All right. So I'm going to lift it up so you can get a kind of a tour of it. I'm going to start going through kind of some of the... So what I like to do, and this is what I do with like an individual session, if you were to book a session, it's probably, if I keep holding it up, it's probably going to keep zooming in and out, but let's just give a quick tour. And I'll post a high-res image too when I'm all done so you can see all the, with some close-ups and stuff. So what I like to look at is, one, looking at the overall. I love the phrase metamorphosis of thought. I think Anne was the one that said that. It feels so right. It feels like there's this change, and if we look back in the beginning, it was this right here where this flower's coming out, that was where we released a block. So there was a block here in this kind of like throat chakra area, but also of being on her shoulder. It feels like releasing some stuff that's been a burden that we've been carrying, and releasing it, not just like, you know, establishing better boundaries and taking better care of ourselves and like all that kind of stuff, or like, you know, quitting things that don't serve us, but literally releasing it through our throat, through writing, speaking, chanting, singing really loud, whatever it is. It feels like that allows then, because right in here is where it kind of gets blocked off, right? But if we make an open space, then what comes through that, what did you say, spiritual manna, Karen? Like that can kind of make its way and it can bloom. And so like the overall picture feels like that. It moves through our thoughts. If we can reframe things, it moves through. And then the bird, like they all kind of seem like they're looking at it, except for her. She's like, that's cool. I know that stuff's going on. I'm gonna keep looking toward toward this way. And this side, so left and right, if I'm going to divide it left and right, the right side is like masculine, it represents masculine energy. And that means things that are linear, more action oriented, more practical minded. This would be the side that would be, if we're thinking about life purpose in a sense of like career, that kind of thing, and what am I doing, that kind of idea, that would be on this side. And so she looks like she's looking toward what's next. On this side would be, yeah, finding your voice. I feel like that too, for sure. So this side would be the feminine, represents the feminine aspect of energy, which would be like intuitive, non-linear things, more abstract thinking, more spiritual, in the sense of intuition, kind of spiritual, energetic spiritual. This is more material, the material plane. This is more the energetic or ethereal plane. So we've got this bird that's just right over there, which has got like a, so this is so interesting. So it has like sea life with the dolphin was the first one. Dolphins to me, and I don't know what the symbolism is, I'd have to look it up, and I will, but dolphins right now are saying to me communication, and like I think of dolphin pods and like grouping, and I think tribe is overused, but and incorrectly used, but I think like that idea of that is now ready to take flight, but it's still kind of just observing. The beak right here is this bright green. It relates to here, and also the butterfly that's taking flight. Again, we talked about like the reframing. So there's this whole kind of cycle, and right kind of hiding, kind of almost winking with a little fish kissing its eye is this little bear. That like inner strength right in the middle of masculine and feminine energy, right? Kind of bringing it all together very quietly. It's a quiet strength, and that's what I feel from her too, is a very quiet strength. And it's just kind of like a bear that close to a fish would eat it. And so it feels like it's more playful. And so it's kind of like that winking. It's kind of, it's very childlike looking. It stayed very elementary. And that comes back to what we were saying before, is that kind of getting to basics, getting to that elementary level of things. That feels like that's just kind of in the little, in the cut, so they say in Pittsburgh. But yeah, so that's a bunch of stuff that I'm seeing in there. I want to totally hear what you guys are saying. So the other thing that I look at when I do individual, and so I'll look at this for the group also. So this is a reading for the month of August. So if we draw a line in the middle here, and you can look at the top being things that are already, this is like the line of awareness, right? So what's above the line are things that are already in our awareness, and what's below the line are things that are coming up into our awareness. So this is very close. We're starting, and that's what I was feeling in the beginning. Like there is something that is emerging, that's kind of opening up, that's blooming, that's a lot of our gifts that we've been kind of maybe a lifelong thing. And like Karen said, like, now getting really clear about life, at any time in your life, but after all this time, is what it feels like. That's why I keep hearing, after all this time, there's a metamorphosis of thought. After all this time, I'm finally seeing it. After all this time, I'm finally being able to speak it or do it or whatever. That's what that really feels like. And this line is right at her mouth. It's right at that part of expression. If you've seen some of my intuitive paintings like this in the past, year, I don't know that anybody's that showed up in the painting, any humans that have showed up in the painting, that have had their eyes open. So her eyes are wide open, and she's happy, and she's clear, and she's sparkling, and the freckles turning into stars. That feels like really not just accepting ourselves, but also loving ourselves. That feels like that's happening, which is all what's allowing all this to grow and come through. Some of this waterfall stuff is coming into, so there may still be some releasing this month. This is really interesting because that was meant to be a fish, and now it kind of looks like, I don't know, like sometimes I look at it, it looks like a little person. Sometimes it looks like a little gem. So that's a really interesting thing. What I always recommend, and maybe one of you will win this painting and you can sit with it and it'll tell you, but I always recommend journaling with things. So if there's something in this image that you see that you want to journal with, pull it up on your screen, outline it with a piece of paper, and then doodle on it and see what it tells you. I want to go through some of the intentions and questions that people, like a gem, it feels like a gem. So here's some of the questions and intentions, and I want to kind of address them. So one of them was, where should I put my efforts for the future me? And so looking at that question, where should I put my efforts for the future me? I would look at where she's looking, two things. I mean, the bird is kind of like a messenger, right? So it's kind of, the bird has its gaze somewhat where she is too, but if you put your efforts, I feel like I want to say put your efforts on the future you. Like, be the future you, or give your attention to the aspects of yourself that you want to carry into the future. And that's what I felt when I first put the paint down, was that there's all this releasing and stuff, but it's really like focusing on, remember I said like all the energy felt really smooth except this one spot. There's so many things in your life that are going smoothly. So where should you put your efforts? You should put your efforts to what's working already. Don't neglect the things that are working well so that you can fix the things you think aren't working well. It'll come into alignment with it. So another one was, what does Mother Earth need more than anything else to help her heal? Oh, I had this feeling, this like Gaia feeling with her. Like I love that this strong feminine image is on this masculine side, and I think that's partly what it feels like for me. And tell me if you have other ideas, but it feels like for me that it's really time to take action, to speak, to do. I personally believe that Mother Earth is like, she's gonna correct things herself. Like, she's more than capable of, we all have innate well-being, including our Earth. And so what does she need? What does Mother Earth need? I think I think she needs for us to really speak, like, do what we say we want to do instead of, I feel like this time right now is, it's time. It's time. She needs us to do this for ourselves too. A healthy gut is 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 made possible by a healthy flora, right? And the same thing with the earth. A healthy earth is made possible by healthy beings that reside upon it and in it, and right. So it's like the healthier we can make ourselves, the more we're in tune with ourselves, the more we allow this to flow, and speak our truths and express and do those things, the healthier that everything will be. So that's what I feel like is coming with that one. Definitely feels earth related too. And then one of the intentions was I intend to attract financial resources without the use of a bank. It's all right there. Yeah. I mean, abundance is abundance, right? It's letting it in while letting it go. That's what I hear in response to that intention. If you want to receive, you gotta open up. You can't put things in a clenched palm. I intend to let my light shine. Yes. And I feel like that comes through. I feel like that right there is light shining, and it's related. I feel like that's self-perception shining and allowing that light then also comes out of the heart. What are my guides trying to tell me that I'm missing? I feel like this is like the little hidden one, and I would spend some time. So this intention, if you're listening to this one, what are my guides trying to tell me that I'm missing? Ask this, so you literally sit with this and say, what are you trying to tell me? Now, this for me, it would feel like that it's like it's like hitting you in the face. Like the bear's seeking the fish, and the freaking fish is like slapping him right in the face. Like what you need is right there. I feel like that's what your guides are telling you, is like, it's right literally in your face. What is my purpose? Your purpose is joy. Your purpose in life is joy, and choosing to shift your perspective, have a metamorphosis of thought, and in doing so, allowing that energy that growth and all that wonderful stuff to come through so that you can really feel joy and love about what's happening in your life now. So a couple about love life. And I don't really do yes or no questions, but I will say, I'll say what I always say with love life questions and relationships. The best way to take care of everything is to take care of yourself. And when you're in alignment with yourself, you'll know exactly what to say. You'll know what to do. Don't act unless it's a hell yes. If it's anything other than like a passionate and excited and wonderful response to somebody's request of you, the answer is no. What specific money blocks and obstacles or what actions should be made in order to transcend the obstacle and move forward? I feel like that's so like releasing. I think I said that earlier too, with letting go and letting it in. There is so much that we need to let go of, mostly just these ridiculous beliefs we have about what we're worthy of or what's possible. Expressing them, even if it's and the best way to express it is to yourself first, because other people will just give you reason to question it or have to explain it or whatever. Write it down, put it in a drawing, send yourself a text message, whatever, but let it out and reframe and allow it to come back into you. And all these little red, so when I see red too, I think like passion and action. And so like all these little fishes, they're moving. There's all these little movement, and there's lots of fun. And so just like have fun and enjoy the process. That's what I really want to say. Have fun and enjoy the process. So that's our intuitive painting session for August. August. It's going to be a great month. I'll post a picture of this in the group, and you can tell me all the things that it's saying to you. And then it'll become a new card in our Sacred Journey deck. And the original painting is going to be, I'll do the drawing for it. So anybody who, the way that works is anybody who is a member of my Patreon community, it's only 11 bucks a month. You get entered to win an original painting every month. Plus you get 22% off everything in my shop, including intuitive portraits and oracle cards and all that. Right now it's 50% off your first deck of these cards of the Sacred Journey. So the link's above. You can go to the website, but if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or whatever. Yeah, that's that. Thank you all so much for joining me, and let me know what you think. I'll look at your comments. I need water. All right, have a great night. Bye-bye.